You are now in the studio, the In the Studio podcast with me, Dwayne Austin, your host. And today we're doing things a little different. We are doing this interview via IG Live, me and my guest today, the international electro soul artist, speaker, and author. We're going to talk about all that too.
Oh,
Please help me welcome to the show, Miss Nubia, Soul Goddess. Hold on, I got something. Hold on.
oh, you got a sound effect?
There you go. I'd be looking for any opportunity to use that.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Okay, so yeah, thank you. Thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having.
I know you said we have about an hour, so I want to make sure that I get as much as I can out of you. But I am going to start with the question that I'd ask everybody. And that is, when did you know that this is what you wanted to do with your life?
Honestly, I was a teenager. I was
Uh-huh.
in middle school, and I took a cruise with my mom and found out that there was a program with the cruise ship where I could like intern in
Oh,
between
for
going to
real?
school for. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
I was in arts at that time, like really heavy. So I was gonna do culinary arts, and I was like, I'm gonna do this culinary arts degree, but then I'm gonna be singing like part of the entertainment on the cruise ship. Like I had it all mapped out. It didn't go that. It didn't go that way at all. But I knew when I was a teenager this is what I wanted to do.
Cool, that's what's up. I
Hmm.
mean, it means something when you know it that early in your life. Like, because most people just go through life. They don't really figure it out till later, but, it's nice to know.
Don't get me wrong, because things didn't go the way that I initially planned. I questioned it. I questioned it for several years,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, here I am.
True.
Started. Now I'm here.
So I was reading your bio and two thoughts stuck out in my head, and I wanted to see if you thought these thoughts were accurate. One is you're always around music, and two is you're right on the cusp of breaking out. Like I feel that. Like you're right there. Like you just need one more, something. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I feel like that. I feel like that. So you think I'm accurate in that?
Yes, absolutely. It's like this feeling like deep within everybody that I'm dealing with, like all of my musicians, my band,
Uh-huh.
shout out Tim, Jordan, Lester, Brian, all the guys that I work with. It They can tell it's like I'm on the edge. I'm like this close. There's so much stuff being thrown at me right now. So yeah, it, we on the brink of something.
So where do you think COVID has moved the needle, like forward or backwards?
I don't even think. I think that depends on the person.
Right.
I think that depends on the individual, um, and what type of plan they have for themselves. Because you got to have a plan, no matter what you do. It doesn't
Right.
matter if it's music or a shoe business, whatever. You've got to have a plan, and within that plan, there should be multiple options for you to be able to pivot if something doesn't go the way that you
Right.
initially planned for it to go. You have to always be looking at new ideas, creative ideas, watching the greats, the legends, seeing what they've done and kind of like tweaking it for yourself. Um, Watching your associates, the people who do the same thing you do, not out of jealousy or like trying to copy them, but you look at their platform to see how you can make your own platform better for yourself. At least that's what I do.
Right.
Um, I don't think anybody should be jealous of anybody. I think you should just learn from others. You
I
know.
feel you. I feel you. It's just, I mean, stuff like that, those are what I call wasted emotions. Like, it serves no one, and it definitely does not help you to
Right.
do stuff like that.
Right.
And there's quite a few emotions that I put in that category. Truth be told.
Okay.
I won't get into that, though, because that's a
Oh.
whole different conversation. Um, I want to talk about, I see that you opened for Angie Stone. I want to talk about that because she's one of my favorite artists. So, what is that like? What was that like? Because can't even put it into words, huh? Just
I'm a big manifester.
uh,
Manifestation, law of attraction, that kind of thing. Writing out your plan, writing out your vision. I had to say, write the vision, make it plain. You can't see it if you don't write it out. So I have a list of artists that I want to work with.
mm-hmm.
And she those artists. And it was so weird because I got the call from a fraternal brother who does shows here in Atlanta. His name is Reginald Johnson of Divine Elements Entertainment. And I was walking into Publix. I will never forget. I was walking into Publix and I got this text from him like, do you want to open for Angie Stone? I was like,
What you mean, do I?
am I allowed to curse?
Go ahead, help yourself.
What the fuck just happened? Like, what is going on? I was done. I was like, I can't do this right now. I can't do this. And I was like, of course. Like, what do I need to do?
Right.
And he was like, and he gave me the information, and I waited because I had to wait before any announcements was made, and I had to wait maybe like a couple of weeks.
Mm.
It was surreal. Angie Stone is a beautiful person. Larger than life, but down to earth. She's not the type of person that when you meet them, she's not going to make you feel like I'm a star.
Right.
Because some people that you meet, you don't feel like you can just say, hey, how you doing? I love your music. I love your career. Can I get a picture? Like, she doesn't make you feel like no, you can't get close to me. She'd be like, hey, come here, give me a hug. How you doing? You're beautiful. You this, you that, whatever.
Right.
I mean, she was really cool, really nice.
That's the reason why I don't really like to get in those situations with celebrities, because I don't want that attitude. And so I just kind of avoid them. But I mean, I can appreciate that there are celebrities out there that don't act like that.
Yeah. And I kind of get it. I kind of understand some of those that are like that because they go through so many different situations.
Right.
As they say, their money gets bigger, the problems get bigger, like different stuff starts to come at you. So it's really about protecting who they are as an individual, protecting their brand, staying safe.
True.
Safety is a real thing out here. Like, people are crazy.
You
The internet
you ain't lied about that.
to access, so I get it. I really do.
Well, I mean, I've had a few moments, and fortunately, they weren't so bad. But I'm not really a starstruck kind of individual anyway. So, even when I see him, it's like, oh, it's you. But
Right.
I'll talk to you, but I'm not going to sit here ask for your autograph. And even though I may want it, but I don't know. I just don't want to come across that way on top of the
Well,
fact that I'm kind of guarded because I don't like that attitude. Like I said, you know what I mean? Just that jerk attitude. I don't
well,
like it.
don't be mean when you see them.
Oh no,
You
I'm never mean.
you don't really recognize them until after the fact.
No, I mean I'll give you a situation. So when I first moved to Philly, this was like right around 2000, 2001,
Hmm.
and my best friend took me to this club, and I'm standing at the bar, and I
Hmm.
just happened to glance over to my left, and there's Donovan McNabb talking to some woman. And I'm like, and he sees, I guess that I saw him, but like I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Like in that moment, I'm not gonna be like, oh, let me get your autograph. Like you standing there, you're not trying to hear that right now. So like I just didn't. I didn't even, I guess I acknowledged it enough so he can know that I recognized him, but that was about it.
At least you didn't have Big Gip from Goody Mob walk into one of your studio sessions and you did not realize.
Oh no, I do have a story like that actually. So I was a friend of mine was throwing a like a benefit concert,
Hmm.
and she asked me to do the door basically. So
Hmm.
one of her guests was Aaron Maben. He used to be in the NFL, but
Okay.
he retired from the NFL several years ago, and now he's like a artist slash advocate.
Okay.
So I'm at the table, where everybody comes up, and him and his partner come up, and I'm just looking like $10, please. You know what I mean? Like, and he didn't say anything, but his partner was like, "You don't know who this is?" And I'm like, "No, am I supposed to?" Like, and he's like, "This is Aaron Mabe, such and such." And even then, in my mind, I'm like, I don't know who you are. Like, and then like as soon as he said he played for the Buffalo Bills, I was like, I remember seeing him on the field, and I'm like, oh. And I told him, I was like, no, it's no, I don't mean no disrespect, but I've never seen your face before. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, but his partner was the jerk. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't. That might have been the event that actually really kicked it off for me. Now that I think about it, because
Okay.
yeah, because he was a jerk. Like it was pointless for you to act like that, and you're not even the guy. Like you the guy's assistant, basically.
Right.
You know what I mean? But anyway, I digress. I digress. So I read that you learned classical piano at 9.
Yeah.
I want to ask you specifically if you feel that has had any influence. I mean, I'm sure it has influenced you as an artist, but I mean, taking it so young, like, do you think that has had any significant impact?
Yes and no. Um, yes, because now we are getting ready to, when I say we, my band and I, we are getting ready to put out some new music this year. And that music is going to have more of those elements in it in comparison to the singles and the EP that are already out. Um, I think it's going to be interesting to see the response from fans and listeners because a lot of people don't know that part of me. Like I love classical music. I could play classical music in my house all day and just be
Wow.
them all.
I mean, it's complex music. It's not easy.
Yeah.
That's what most people don't realize. Like, it's one thing to hear it, but look at the person's fingers when they're doing that. It looks like you're breaking your own fingers. Like, how do you? That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I thought about when I read that. I'm like, at 9? Seriously? Like, how are you able to?
And then I have short fingers, so
Mm. Okay, so
typically, people who have long fingers are the better piano players, so they can reach across the keys. But I
right.
have short fingers, but
So how
I made
long?
it work.
Go ahead. Oh, you said you made
I
it
made it.
work. Right. Yeah. How long did it take you to get comfortable? playing?
Gosh, I don't even know. I think I think after I probably learned half of my first classical piece, which was Fur Elise. I know like everybody knows Fur Elise, but Fur Elise is a
I
really
was about to say,
complex.
I don't know.
I think anybody in music knows that piece, that the name Fur Elise is by Beethoven. Um, it's a really complex piece. That was probably my first thing that I learned like halfway. And I just would just constantly like repeat that portion over and over again. And then I started to learn Chopin and Mozart. I had a great teacher. She's not living anymore, but I had a great teacher.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So, what does electro soul mean? Like, I mean, you know, I can see the wordplay, but I mean, like, but what does it mean to you? Like, why is it that you declare yourself this kind of artist?
So I came out initially as a neo soul artist. It's
Hmm.
not something I wanted to do, but at the time I hadn't done enough research in music genres to see where I really fit at.
Okay.
And when I started to rebrand myself last year, I took a lot of time researching different genres, a lot of time listening to different artists, just, doing what I needed to do to make sure that I found the right genre for me. And that's the one that really made sense. Electro soul or electronic soul is a bridge between EDM music, rock, pop, soul, jazz, and funk. It allows you to
Hmm.
encompass all of that into one area. And there are artists who have like touched on it throughout their career. Like Erica Badu, some of her stuff is like that. Prince,
Oh, okay. I know
really.
that sound. Yeah.
So it works. It allows me to do whatever I want to do and not be in this bubble.
Right. Oh,
Hmm.
that's what's up.
Hmm.
That's what's up. Okay. You're on your own label, Soulby Music. Do
Yes,
you say it like compact like that? Soulby Music? Is it
you can.
okay? Because it's written. When I saw it, it was written all together, like no spaces. I was wondering if
So,
that was significant. But yeah, so that's the name of your label, Soulby Music Records. And I wanted
hmm.
to ask you, was there a significant moment in which you decided that you needed to control your own career? Because I realized that's what it's about. You know, at least that's the impression that I get. Like you want to control your own career because you seem like you are not in anyone's lane trying to do it like they're doing it. So I can imagine you don't want someone else telling you what to do. So I get that.
I don't. I don't want someone telling me what to do, but I love someone who will collaborate and work with me
Right.
to the idea that I have and add to it. I love that. But to
Right.
tell me what to do where I don't have any say, that's a problem for me. That's why I don't work a 9 to 5.
Shoot, I feel
That's
you.
for me. I'm like, mm-mm.
I'm trying to get there myself. COVID kind of put, little slowdown on that momentum,
It's
but
work and ingenuity, but you can do it.
right.
It's work. It's work. I still spend a lot of my days in front of my computer because that's just business, you know.
Every day for me.
Hmm.
Every single day. I need a new
Right.
one.
You need a new one?
I
Get you a
do.
new
I know. I know. If
one.
Uncle Sam go ahead and send that stimmy, I hate. You know what? I hate saying that so much, but it's so funny to say. It is.
Yeah, I want my stimmy. I need my
Yeah, I
stimmy.
need my stimmy, right? So as soon as I get that, then I'll go ahead and that was one of the things because I can get a decent one and not break the bank. I'm not trying to get a Mac or anything.
What do you mean?
This shit is expensive. I can't
But
afford a $3,000 laptop.
it's worth it.
Man, if I'm gonna spend my entire stimulus on something, it's gonna be a car. Like I'm not gonna do it on a laptop. I can get a good laptop. I could get a Surface for like a third of that price and still do exactly what I want to do.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I guess it depends on what you're going to do with it.
What you mean? I can do the same thing. Whatever you do with your Mac, I can do. I'm not running a Mac right now, like, and I'm doing all this. Like, what are you trying to say? Everybody
I'm
always.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Sound like you got bit by the apple a while ago. Just the
I didn't
apple.
get by the Apple. It just kind of happened where I needed it. I needed it.
Okay. So
Ready
tell me
to
then. Tell me.
pass files back and forth to a lot of people in the industry because most of the people in the industry, they working off Macs, iPhones, you know, MacBooks, that kind of thing.
So it's really about the file format?
I think it's more about the quality of it, especially for pictures.
Okay. I've heard that about pictures, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, I can point you to some laptops that will give you the same. It doesn't have to be like Lenovo. Lenovo makes good business level laptops. Like, I don't
I
know.
mean, if that's your thing, if I'm not using a Mac, like I have a Dell, but it's like one of the higher qualities of Dells. It cost me
That's what I'm saying.
over over a grand. So I mean I get it. I get it. I'm not a fan of Lenovo. If I'm getting something outside of a Mac, it's gonna be a Dell or a HP. I'm just
I
saying.
have an
I'm
HP right now. I mean, but I've had
fine.
it for years, so you
How
know.
many years?
I want to say a good 15.
Oh,
Well, no, that's a stretch. That's a stretch. I would say
I need
about
you to
8.
upgrade.
Yeah, about
I
8.
need you. That's still too long. I
I
need you to
know.
upgrade.
That's what I'm saying. I know. I know. I know. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Hmm.
So yeah, let's talk about the new music. We've been so long. I almost forgot. We need to talk about that.
Ah,
So
new
like
music.
yeah, what inspired you to record that album?
The EP is, believe it or not, that project is so old.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it was well over. We put out a project that was planned properly, that I promoted, that had some type of introduction of who I was or am, and where you could kind of expect for me to go. Because
Right.
if you to the tracks that are on there, they're all a little different. They don't all have the same vibe to them. You got some neo soul, you got some funk in there, you got some EDM in there a little bit, little house mix kind of type vibe. Um, so that's what I wanted people to see. Like I'm not just this label that I've been up under as a neo soul artist. I'm so much more than that. So I'm excited to put out be a little bit different than that, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be some good stuff. I can't give a date yet for this year, but we're working on it.
I can dig it.
We're working on it.
Shoot,
Good things,
especially. Go ahead.
good things take time.
That is true.
Hmm.
That is true. So, hold on. Let me go back because I want to. There's a quote on your website that I wanted
There
to
is.
read, and let me find it. Hold on a second.
It's,
Yeah, it's like a testimonial that I wanted.
oh,
Where is it? Oh, of course it would be under the about section, right? Yes, here it is. Um. Oh, I need glasses.
ooh, see.
Person's name is Zana Don't from Atlanta Pride magazine. She said her relaxed, nurturing sound lulls and boogies with shades of disco. She is Earth Mother to her own contagious sound. Like, all I can say is wow, because I've never heard lulls and boogies put in the same sentence.
Zayna Don't is a beautiful individual. I don't even know how old she's older than me, but she has been doing editorial write-ups for years. I don't even think she's even in the state anymore. I met her, gosh, maybe 2009, maybe 2010, or somewhere between 2009 and 2011. Because that's when I did Pride, Atlanta Pride, 2000, either 10 or 2011. And I performed, and she grabbed me after I got off stage. She's a great person. She has a great personality. She reminds you of, actually at the time, I think she had her hair kind of like what's the girl's name who, I hate to say she passed away from a drug overdose, but Valerie Winehouse.
Oh, Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse, I'm sorry. Amy Winehouse. So she kind of had her hair up like that, like back then, before Winehouse was like a big name. But she's she's a great person. She's on my page. She checks in from time to time. I don't think she's as busy as she used to be. Even COVID, I don't think she's as busy as she used to be, or maybe I'm just not on her radar anymore. I'm not sure. But yeah, like we did an interview back then, and it was fun. It was really fun talking to her. Really fun connecting with her.
So what do you think she meant when she says she is Earth Mother to her own contagious sound?
You really want me to explain that?
I do.
I think that's just really what she felt. Because I can do pretty much anything. I can do upbeat, funky, jazzy, poppy, popish songs. I like to dance. My drummer always kind of picks at me. He's like, "You just want to shake your booty." Like, yeah, I like to dance. I like to dance. But then I also like to, how they say, croon.
Right.
I like the notes. I like to, just kind of lay into a song. And
I haven't heard anyone young use that word before, croon. Wow.
Really?
Yeah. You consider yourself a crooner? Oh, snap.
I can.
Maybe I'm telling my age. I don't know, but
no.
I get it.
Because I'm a fan of Ray Charles, and I consider him to be a crooner.
Yeah. That is true.
I had forgotten about that quote.
No, I mean, I only asked about it because, like, that is a unique quote. Like, I mean, like, one thing that I picked up was that this person definitely, like, knows you on a level that is beyond just, like, the surface, I'm an artist. Like, I felt like you
No,
guys must have been friends or.
no, we met at the Pride Festival. We had a couple of conversations. She did the interview. It was put into the magazine at that time, and I
Wow.
mean, we we just clicked. She's one of my friends on Facebook. She checks in from time to time. That's really it.
Well, that's what's up, though. I mean, like it seems like people see what it is you're trying to exude. You
I
know.
hope so. I really do.
So what do you consider your favorite venue to perform? I mean, like, would you want, like, the big stage with the 30,000 seats, or would you like an intimate venue?
I've done 10,000 before. That was a vibe,
Hmm.
and nobody knew. It was
Wow.
it was a real vibe, and nobody knew who I was. But at the same time, I actually like having a crowd of a couple of hundred, maybe, at the least 50 people, and everybody knows who you are because everybody, has been like closely following you. Because that's basically what happened for my EP release party. We had 70 people. It was packed, standing room only, and everybody in there knew who I was, and it was a real vibe. Like I think it really doesn't matter for me as long as I have a good day.
Yeah, I can understand that. Have you ever
As long
performed overseas?
Have I what now?
Performed overseas?
No, not yet. Not yet. It's only the music that's been hitting certain radio stations overseas. The Netherlands, Spain, Germany, London especially.
Well, that's where you
They're
need to go, because the sound that you have, they love that sound because it's
right.
retro. It's almost like the old retro Northern Soul, like, and that
Mhm.
still is a big thing in the UK.
Right.
So yeah, you need to get your peoples to, and I can help you. I actually have some connects that I could send your
Okay.
music to. But
Definitely. Appreciate
yeah,
that.
I can tell you this: like, everyone that I've ever talked to that has gotten a chance to go to the UK and perform talks about how much it impacted them. Because they just realize, like, it's just so different. That's the big takeaway that I've gotten. It's just the vibe is different.
Mhm.
The way that they love the music for the music. Like, it's
Mhm.
not. You know how it is here in America. Like, people may
Yeah.
love the music, but they love the celebrity more.
Right.
You know, and it's not. They don't love you more than they love your music. Let's put it that way.
Right. I would prefer that.
Yeah. But yeah, I can definitely help that. Yeah, you need to be over there. I'm
Well,
surprised that
thank
hasn't
you.
happened yet.
Life.
That's true.
Life.
That's true. If you ever get a chance, though, it's a spot called the Jazz Cafe. I think that's what
You
it's
know,
called. That's that's the one. Like, that's the one. That's I think that's the biggest, kind of most
it
popular venue there.
it is. I've spoken to somebody there already.
Uh huh.
Hmm. Yeah, I've spoken to somebody in Australia too. So it's a matter of time.
Australia.
Yeah.
That's funny. Like, I never really. I feel bad now because I feel like that should have been on my radar for some reason. But I never really thought about Australia with the soul music.
Yeah. Australia's like right there with the UK because I think they're governed by them still. I think so.
Huh.
I could be
I'm
wrong.
gonna have to look into that though.
They actually booked me for a date last year, and we were trying to figure out the logistics because everything didn't
Oh, you,
quite
you know
match
what?
up.
Yeah, I can understand that. But I was just thinking, like, I do remember a couple of artists talking about they have like a recurring kind of tour thing in Australia.
Hmm.
They go like every year. And I, when I read that, I was like, Australia? But now it's starting to make sense. I'm gonna have to look into that. They probably have some really dope artists coming out of there too. I need to
They do.
really look into Australia. Apparently,
I'm bad with names, but I can see a couple of people's faces in my mind right now that I know they're from over there. There's some dope people out there.
oh snap!
Hmm.
So what's next on your horizon? I mean, are you performing coming up? What are you doing?
We are actually working on a concert. I won't say who's going to be the opening act yet, but we're working on a concert. Um, what else? I just finished taping for this independent TV series called Rhythm and Drama. It is on Signal 23 television's platform. You have to subscribe in order to watch it.
Signal
Um,
23.
hmm They're
Okay.
really big LGBT community here, so it's an interesting show. There's a couple of stars on there from Real Housewives of Atlanta and some other
Okay.
people. Um, the second season we are getting ready to record next month. I'm going to be busy with that in a couple of weeks. What else I got going on? Different things
Right.
that I'm trying to keep under wraps.
I
A
can
couple of
dig it.
business,
So how do
you
you find
know.
yourself into that situation? I've been hearing that a lot lately too, where artists are like getting these deals to do like the theme song for a show or something like.
Oh,
How do you get into that?
your network is your net worth. That is something that I've really been working on because I'm a bit of a house person, a homebody.
Hmm.
I go out, but I don't really do clubs. If you see me at a club, it's probably because I'm working.
Right.
Um, I go out and do certain things. I travel when I can. I love to travel. I
Me
try to
too.
go to every other year because I have family there.
Hmm.
But your network is your net worth, and that particular opportunity came to me by way of Teresa the Songbird.
I know her. I mean, social media wise.
Mm, That's my girl.
Oh, that's
That's my
what's
girl.
up.
Just nominated for a Grammy for the Robert Glasper "Fuck Your Feelings" album. So I'm very proud of her for that. I met Teresa probably maybe 10 years ago
Hmm.
and was mesmerized by her performance and her energy. And I was like, that is who I want to work with. And I said, listen, you need some background vocals. I'll sing for you. I work with you. You got it. She was like, I'm flattered. I don't have anything right now, but keep pushing forward. You're going to make it, yada, yada, yada. And I was like,
I don't mean to laugh, but I understand.
I was just like, she told me no. I don't know what to do. And I didn't know what to do. I really didn't have any mentors at the time. I was just like really stepping out there for the first time. And we became friends on Facebook. I kept watching her, you know,
Hmm.
and she called me one time to do some background vocals for this gig and it didn't pan out. But then the next time she called me, it panned out. And I met her. I met my current MD and some other musicians that I work with now, all at this event. And that's when we really started to work together. And this was like 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And we've just been going strong ever since. We did some more music gigs together. And then she came up with this idea to do a spoken word play called For the Birds.
Okay.
For the Birds debuted in 2019 and it sold out. And it got picked up. We were supposed to go on tour last year with the play, but because of COVID, that kind of shut everything down. So once everything starts to open back up, we're going to revisit that, I'm sure. But yeah, I was part of the cast for the Birds, that play she wrote and produced. Great play.
Well, let me know when you
And
guys come out to Vegas with it.
I
'Cause I need to see that.
will. Absolutely will.
Yeah, I write poetry. I don't consider myself a spoken word artist, but I do like to write. So
See, everybody don't know it's the difference. It's the difference.
I know, right?
There.
I
Mm-hmm.
I still deal with a little bit of stage fright, honestly. Like that's what it is. Like I can never get comfortable enough to just like perform it. I just end up reading it. And so I
You
just
don't
figured I'd
you
just
don't
be a
think
writer.
I get stage fright?
Yeah, but you've mastered it somehow.
I
Like I have not.
don't think I have mastered it. I think that I am very conscious of everything, and the desire to give my best is always at the forefront.
Hmm.
So I
Understandable.
still right. I still get a little stage fright.
Well, I mean, you know, I still, even the last time, I remember the last time, I will say, like, and it wasn't like a big deal kind of event. It was just like like a little spoken word thing at my cousin's church, and he wanted me to, to come and perform a piece. And I, I just remember, like, I was comfortable enough that I was able to actually get it done. But
Okay.
if I wasn't reading, if I
Mhm.
literally didn't have it in my hand reading it, no,
Mhm.
it would, yeah, it wouldn't have worked at all.
So let me tell you something that most people don't know about me. I have memory issues from being a domestic abuse victim years
Mm-hmm.
ago. So it messes with my memory sometimes
Uh-huh.
in terms of remember lyrics. I have to go over stuff several times to try to
Right.
get it. But being able to improvise is a great thing because then people don't always know. And if you're good at it, people don't care
True.
because you give it a show. They come away from it with a great experience. But yeah, I don't always remember my lyrics.
Do
And
you?
from what I hear, neither does Patti LaBelle. I
Oh
love
no! Wait
Patti
a minute.
LaBelle.
Are we talking about now or always? Because
I, I don't know. I've been told that she uses a teleprompter, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna need that.
yeah, because I can understand if it's now at this point, but if you're talking about like her entire career, then that's like hot topic right there. We need to understand what's that about.
But you gotta understand, like people don't understand that as an artist, we don't just sit and people just cater to our every whim, our every need. We work. It's
Right.
not just okay, we in the studio and then we sit around and wait until a show happens and then we perform it. No, we work. There's a lot we have to do. There's a lot of moving pieces that we are still actively, physically involved with making sure it happens. Not to mention your regular everyday life that you still got to deal with.
True.
So, if we fuck up a word here or there, don't crucify us. Roll with the punch.
Well, me personally, I would never do that, but I don't understand why people actually do that. And then, like I think I get it, but it's a selfish motivation because the first thing that'll come out their mouths is, I pay good money to come see you. It's like you're not really concerned about the art here. Like, you're just worried that you spent this money and you want your value. Like why would you apply that to a situation like this where someone's performing and you
Right.
think you're going to get a good product out of that?
They want perfection when that is not reality. There's nothing
Right.
in life that, I swear to God, there's nothing in life that is perfect. Maybe a square or a circle or, I don't know, a right angle triangle. I'm just saying.
Triangles. Geometrically speaking, that is supposed to be the strongest,
Right.
But anyway, I
But
digress.
outside of that, when it comes to music and a show, go for the experience. And not just the experience of the person performing, go for the entire experience. Parking your parking your car, walking to the venue, standing in line, getting your seat, your food, your drinks, the lighting, the smells in the place. Like, go for the experience, not just for this person gonna sing this song and they better sing every word the way I want them to sing. Don't do
Right.
that. You rob yourself and everybody around you of that event. If you're in the crowd saying, "Oh, she said the wrong word. Did you hear that? That ain't the word. Let me pull these lyrics up." Don't do that. Don't do that. Go for the experience.
You know what? More power to
Driving
you
to
because I didn't realize it was on that level. I guess, from your vantage point, you see that. Like,
hmm
people just acting a fool in the audience.
I mean, because when I go to places for events, I always try to be like low key, even though I know people there that know me. But I
Mm-hmm.
try to be, and it's always somebody somewhere like they got a gripe about something about the night, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, what did you come for?
Exactly. You could have just sat in the car and listened to the CD.
Right, you could have stayed at home and listened to the CD, however you listen to it, Spotify, Tidal, whatever.
Right.
That's what you do. Don't come to Don't come to a concert for an artist and expect them to be exactly what you hear on the album. That's ludicrous to me.
I've only heard that happen once. And I'm not going to say it was just like the album, but it was the
hmm
closest to like the album. When the person sung it, it was like they didn't really do a whole lot of improvisation. It was just maybe it was just one of them nights they just wanted to get through the song, so they didn't really get 100% into it. But it still sounded good, at the end
hmm
of the day. But that's what being the artist is about.
Right. And I think it has a lot to do with the day that they had
Hmm.
and maybe the musicians that they're working with. There's different calibers of musicians out there.
Right.
Like I love my guys. I call them the Pocket Boys. My band is called the Pocket
They stay in
Boys.
the pocket.
They stay in the pocket, but they always funky. I'm telling you,
I could
they
dig it.
all they in the pocket. And I know if I give them the floor, they're gonna show out. They always show out.
So
But
I imagine
sometimes
you find that
you know they have to stick to
right.
the program.
I could dig it. I mean, I imagine you find that a better situation than what you were describing before. Like just
Yeah.
that off night, you might have a
Mm.
drummer or something that you never played with, but you got to
Oh,
do it. You know.
That does not happen. I have two drummers that I work with, Timothy
Okay.
and Terrence. Lord, I forgot his last name. If you watching Terrence, don't beat me down. I forgot your last name. Drummers that I work with, and that's it. I have my bass player. I have two guitarists that I work with, which I'm actually getting ready to cut that down to one. Um, a couple of keyboardists that I work with. Like that's it. I work with certain people. People already know when they see certain people, they know, oh, they work with Nubia.
Right.
That's just who I am. I'm particular because I'm hard on myself.
Every
So
artist seems to be hard on themselves. But why? You got such a gift. I wouldn't be hard on myself. Just I can understand, pushing yourself, but it seems different when you say you're hard on yourself, like you're like like way too critical of yourself. That's what that sounds like. I don't know if that's what you mean, but that's what it sounds like.
perhaps,
Perhaps. Wow.
perhaps I just know that sometimes when I'm not able to control a lot of the elements that's going on for a show, um, it makes me want to push that much harder to make sure that what I do comes across as pleasing to the audience or the listening ears. So I'm very critical about myself, my performance. Um,
I guess
I'm
it is what
sure a
it
lot.
is, right?
Mm,
I said I guess it just is what it is.
yeah,
But it doesn't hurt you, it seems. It seems to help you. So that's good.
yeah, I hope so.
I mean, I can tell. I mean, you're still able to talk about it with a smile on your face. So, I mean,
I
that has
mean,
to
because
stand for something.
you keep pushing, you don't let one bad performance
Right.
stop your life. And I've had some bad performances,
I can
like
dig
for
it.
real. I've had performances where I cried through the whole show.
Oh, man.
But I mean, I was grieving. There was a reason. But
Oh,
I've had those shows. I've had shows where I didn't remember half or most of my lyrics, and I still made it through. I've had shows where I was sick
mm,
and could not finish my set. It happens. Life is constantly happening, and that's the thing that a lot of people who are not in the industry, they don't always realize that life is always happening. Sometimes you just cannot control certain elements that are going on, and you have to just roll with the punch. Whoever is dealing with you, they have to be understanding, and you just keep going. If it's really what you want to do, you keep going. You learn from it, take notes, plan for better for the next go round, and you keep going.
I can dig it.
Hmm.
I can dig it. Well, I'm not going to hold up much more of your time, though. I do
Right, because
appreciate the time that you've given me. I think I pushed the hour right to the like
to
right
the
to
minute.
yeah right to the minute. I think I've done that, which is cool. But before I let you go, I want to give you a chance to let the folks out there who may have never heard of you, which doesn't seem possible after talking to you. But if that is the case, if they are under a rock somewhere, please let them know where they can find you.
You can find me.
Okay. Well, actually, it seems that we have lost our guest, but I can tell you where to find her. You can go to nubiasoulgoddess.com. That is NubiaSoulGoddess.com. You can also find her via social media. Okay, you can find her on Facebook at facebook.com/Nubia Soul Goddess. You can find her on Twitter at, Nubia Soul Goddess. She's on Spotify. Look her up there. She's on Apple Music. Look her up there. She's on Amazon Music, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. She is official Nubia Soul Goddess. So make sure you follow her on social media. And I'm going to reach out to her because I think the IG Live actually just cut the feed. I think I used up my allotted time. So thank you for listening. You have been in the